Hello everybody, it is me DigiGames and welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be talking about the top 5 best free games for PC and laptop. So yeah, let's get straight to it with the first game. So the first game I'm going to be talking about is called FreeCiv. FreeCiv is just like the game series called Civilizations. Of course, they're making a new game called Civ 7, and in this, it's basically just like that game series, except of course it's free, therefore the name FreeCiv. And in this game, basically you move troops around and build cities, and then you can attack other people to get their cities. This game can be installed through Google. You basically just Google the name FreeCiv and then you download it from there. You can play it online as well, and the game is both single player and multiplayer. Furthermore, it doesn't take up much space in your computer at all, so you can basically install it on any PC or laptop, no matter how old they are. Also, you can find resources in this game. As you just saw, I found a bison and whales, and this just makes the game so much more immersive. Furthermore, there is a terrain which makes it, for example, more difficult to walk through with your troops. But now, let's get on to the next game. This game is called Age of Conquest 4. And yeah, this is the starting screen. As you can see, it's both single player and multiplayer. This game can be installed on Steam, and I'll be putting the link to all of these games in the description down below. Here, as you can see, this is a map with a bunch of provinces, and there are different scenarios. This one is the fall of Rome, and basically what you can do is that you can just move your troops around, invade. There is money in this game that you can use for new troops to make cities stronger and build walls. You can also have different festivals and stuff like that to be able to, for example, give birth to more people, or yeah, stuff like that. As you can see here, you can move your troops. See, now I can move, for example, 100% or 50% of my troops. Now I'm moving 50% of my troops to the north of Italy. This game also doesn't take up much space in your computer at all. And of course, the fact that it's possible to install it from Steam just makes it so much easier. Now that you're watching the video, I would really appreciate it if you went down and hit the like button and also subscribe. It would help me out a lot. And also, now I think it's time to get on to the next game. This game is called Conflict of Nations World War III. As you can see here, I'm playing as Austria and I'm at war with Switzerland. This game is also possible to install on Steam, and it doesn't take up much space at all. Furthermore, it is a multiplayer game, which makes it so much more interesting, and it is not turn-based. And here, as you can see, there's lots of different technology, from helicopters to tanks and even infantry. So for this game, you make an account basically, and then you can just keep playing this game and of course then strengthen your profile. But of course you can join new games all the time. It's not like you have to play with one nation for the rest of the time that you play the game. You can of course quit the game and then start over again. As you can see here, there are a lot of different players playing as different nations. Some of them have generic names because they're just a computer and not a real player, but some of them with gamer tags, and those that are named user and then a bunch of numbers, they're all real players just like you. And of course, playing a multiplayer just makes these games so much more fun. Of course, you also sometimes want to be relaxed and play a bit more slowly, but this is also a very interesting way to play strategy games. But now we should get on to the next game. So the next game is called Supremacy 1914, which is based in World War I and is a really important time in European and the world's history. So Supremacy 1914 is just like the previous game that I showed, a multiplayer game. But the thing that also makes this game very interesting is that it is in real time and there is no such thing as turns, so it's not a turn-based game. And this is the exact same as the last game also. Last game wasn't turn-based, it was in real time, which is what makes this game so interesting. And of course, as you see, there are troops that are possible to just move around. And yeah, as you see right now, I'm moving my troops to western Sweden from Stockholm, and you can also move other troops. However, if you, for example, were to move your troops into another country, that would start a war, or could possibly start a war. Just like all the other games that I've shown except for the first one, you can get this game on Steam. It's completely free and doesn't take up much space, which is why it's so good. You can install it on pretty much any computer. And furthermore, it is also a very detailed game, and the maps are very precise, I must say. And there are also a bunch of different resources in the game that just make the game a bit more realistic. For example, there is gas, oil, and money, and other resources. For example, coal, wood, more meaning lumber, iron ore, and food products like grain and fish. If you want a real-time multiplayer game, this is the game for you. But now let's go on to the next game. Now, Crusader Kings 3 is an amazing game, but what I'm going to be showing you is Crusader Kings 2, which is free and basically the exact same thing as Crusader Kings 3. Now, the Crusader Kings series is all about attacking different nations and growing stronger. But unlike most other strategy games where you have to invade different countries, it's mostly not about the nation, but rather the royal family. So in this game, what you can do is that you can, for example, marry into different royal families, and therefore creating a very strong family, a rich family. So that's what it's about, which makes this game very original, I must say. It's very different to all the other games that I've talked about. This game, however, does take up a bit more space than other ones, despite still, of course, being very lightweight. CK2, for being a free game, is very detailed, and it is placed in around the Middle Ages. To improve your country, there are a lot of stuff you can do. For example, laws for inheritance. Of course, this being more focused on the royal family rather than the nation, it's all about stuff like that, and how when your ruler dies, your country might be split into several different smaller nations because of all the people competing to be your heir. What makes the time period of this game so interesting is because of how much actually happened here. Because in a few hundred years from the game's start, you're going to be invaded by the Mongols. And of course, during this time period, there was a lot of wars against the Muslim and the Christian nations. Furthermore, the game covers a huge land area all the way from Europe to most of Asia and, of course, Northern Africa. And of course, it doesn't have the entire world map, but that is simply because the game revolves around the Middle Ages and therefore the areas that was known to Europeans during the Middle Ages. Now you might think that this video is over. However, I still want to take up 3 more games that I'm going to show you. One of them isn't free necessarily, but it does become free to play every once in a while. And I believe it is one of the best strategy games that exist right now. Also, these videos take a lot of work to make, so I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like and subscribe to help me out. Thank you. The first game I'm going to be talking about is War Thunder. So in this game, you basically play as different military vehicles like tanks, airplanes, and boats. And you basically attack other people. It is a multiplayer game, and instead of being a game where you control a nation, it's more like you're on the actual battlefield, which makes it so much more immersive. This game is therefore perfect for the people that are interested in stuff like tanks and fighter jets. The next game I want to talk about is Hoi 4. Now this game isn't free, but every once in a while Steam does make it free to play, so you should probably take that chance. It's perhaps one of the most detailed war games to exist right now. The last game I will be talking about today is called Enlisted. And just like War Thunder, in this game you are on the actual battlefield, which makes this game so much fun. This is where the people that don't want to perhaps control a nation, but they rather want to fight on the battlefield with cool weapons and vehicles. And it's a really immersive game, and of course it's free to play and you can get it on Steam. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really help me out, and I will see you later. Goodbye.